It's a great pleasure for me to be here today to attend this wonderful seminar and be able to interact with you. From what I heard today and what I have been briefed had happened earlier yesterday, I can see that this entire seminar has been all-encompassing. We have covered a lot of ground from medieval times to historical perspectives to the present day activities, and then we have talked of various means and methods which can help us secure the state against what could be a threat that is manifested in our neighbor. Arunachal is a sensitive state, and believe you me, it is the Prime Minister's vision today to develop the entire Northeast, and there is a ministry ensuring that. And within the Northeast, I think he has a special consideration for Arunachal Pradesh. He has said so officially, publicly, and privately. And he very well understands the dynamics of Arunachal, which is surrounded, which has three international boundaries, as a part of the larger vision of the Honorable Prime Minister of Viksit Bharat. There is a compelling need for Arunachal to become Viksit Arunachal. It's only when we become Viksit, we become strong and capable, then the ability of the country to look east, act now, will become a reality. It's a long-term vision, and a developed Arunachal will become a fulcrum for India's policy to deal with Southeast Asia. That being the vision, it is imperative that we talk of Arunachal in every which way. What has happened in the last 8 to 10 years, I think it's an eye-opener. As a lot of our friends from here have mentioned today, that people don't know us, they don't treat us well, which is a fact of life, but we are in the process of correcting this misinformation. The development which has taken place in Arunachal has been phenomenal. I had the privilege of commanding 4 Corps in 2008 here, and when I came 2 years back, Arunachal was looking totally different. In 5 years, 4,000 kilometers of roads have been constructed. The Vibrant Village program is a strategic program which is aimed at strengthening the villages closer to the border so that they could become a part of the larger defense mechanism of our borders. And unlike Ladakh, Sikkim, Himachal, Arunachal villages are 20 to 40 kilometers away from the border, which is a matter of great concern. In all other areas, the villages are right on the line of actual control. I have had the privilege of serving through this entire area from Ladakh to Arunachal. Having said that, there is a need to find permanent solutions to the problems that we have. And I am very happy that this seminar has been organized at the right time for us to discuss various ways and means which can be adopted by us, largely by the country and specifically by Arunachal itself, to ensure that there is protection for all times. So I would like to touch upon some of these challenges, and then I'll also come upon some of the means and measures that we need to take. A lot of this has been discussed by the panelists here, and I would not like to repeat that, but I would like to draw analogies from what has been discussed, and I am keeping myself focused on Arunachal basically. The entire gamut of yojanas that has been part of the Honorable Prime Minister's vision of Viksit Bharat, there are about 35 to 40 yojanas which are running here. It has changed the entire dimension of Northeast. And if you look at these yojanas, whether there are Sadak, Pani, Bijli, Dur Sanchar, Awas, Beti Bachao, so many of them, they conform to the sustainable development goals which are set by the United Nations. They also conform to the human rights which should be made applicable to everyone. And this is being made applicable basically to the areas where the populations are marginalized or they have not been able to progress. So what is the change that has happened? I said 4,000 kilometers of road have come up. There is electricity in the first villages. There is tap water. There are toilets. We were the first state to declare ourselves free of open defecation. And above all, there is 4G. The state has taken a leap from 1G to 4G. The result is that all those people who have been registered as beneficiaries, they have got bank accounts and there is direct to bank transfers. There is no middleman, there is no one usurping the money that is due to them. But what is fascinating is that these people who lived in faraway areas where there were no roads, there was no electricity, there was no facility. Actually, migration had started from these areas towards cities. Today they have accounts and they are digitally operating their accounts. It is a success story here. The women of Arunachal are in the forefront. Whether it is education, maximum gold and silver medals when I go to the institutions for convocations are won by the girls or the women. There are 6 women who have scaled Everest from Arunachal. There are a number of women who are participating in games like voodoo, judo, karate, wushu, and they are getting international and national medals. So recognition is coming to Arunachal this way or that. It is not someone was observing that we don't get a chance to go out. People are learning about us. They are acknowledging that here lies a state which has got a great potential. And that is the reason we are economically progressing. The hydro projects today, we are already surplus. There are 13 more projects which are in the offing. When these are done, we will have almost 20 to 30,000 megawatt surplus power, which will go on the national grid. And the equity that will give to Arunachal will be anywhere between 10 to 15,000 crores a year. So I wish to, at the end, thank the Corps Commander, General Pendarkar, the GOC, General Bakshi, and all the members of 3 Corps and 56 Infantry Division for organizing this seminar, for taking pains to call the panelists all the way here. And I want to thank the panelists for joining us here and sharing your views with us. I'm sure this seminar will bring out a lot of positives on which we can further work. And I also wish to say that we wish to be connected with you when we start formulating a vision. One of the panelists made a mention that the start point is to have a vision, and I totally believe in it. So we will create a vision as a military domain, and being a governor, we will create a vision for the state as well. So the state's vision will have to be taken up with the central government, and I'm sure ultimately they will be able to help us out. So wanting to assure everybody that the troops that we have are totally committed to defend these actual line of controls, and we have paramilitary forces which are integrated, and I'm sure they will do a wonderful job. I would like to have a message for all the children who are here. You have attended a big seminar. I am sure you are carrying some thoughts from what you have heard. So my advice to you is become inquisitive, search information.